Hi guys, so I was about to post or at least try and do a live on YouTube. I didn't realize you needed 50 subscribers. So if anybody is watching any of my posts, can you please subscribe? It would mean the world to me. I would like to go live on YouTube instead of having to upload because I think when you're live, people are more likely to see your post. But I was going to give a little teaser on here since I'm asking for a favor. I almost didn't come on here, which is, I'm really realizing what a lot of internalized shame looks like. Not believing like I should speak, not believing like what I have to say has any merit. The part of myself that just wants to like avoid doing these videos and just go and do something else. Or hyper focus on like one aspect of my life and then just putting all my dreams aside, all my desires aside. And my desire for this podcast is, as I've mentioned, is to bring people together, to bring light to toxic shame. And so I'm just going to talk about what my own experience with that looks like. It looks like I almost me not making this video. It looks like a lot of heart flutters in my chest. My stomach feels very tight. There's a tiny bit of shame. And where that stems from for me personally is when I was a kid, I didn't really feel like I actually had a chance to be a kid growing up. Like, I feel like I didn't really have, like, I drank in my youth, but like, I was always the good one. I didn't really have a rebellious spirit. Like, anytime I was like shamed out of having fun, and my parents were like, there was times that like it was unnecessary to be so strict, and like I couldn't come home and express some of the dark things happening in my life because instead of being shown understanding, I would have been blamed. Like, I felt blamed quite a bit instead. So that shows up in when we're creating dreams and we're excited about something. If somebody's used to having their dreams pushed down or pushed to the side, or like, if you're used to having your feelings squashed by your parents, it might look like being excited about something, but because prior to when you were excited about something, where you can go with that excitement had a box. Like, there was it was a square, right? So like there was 4 lines of how close you can go outside that box before you got shamed. And I'm not talking about like having boundaries or having like healthy discipline for a child. I'm talking about genuinely shaming children and having needs, dreams, just naturally occurring feelings that children have. I'm talking about those natural curiosities and feelings just being squashed when they're too much, and really being met with like conditional love, as opposed to, oh, you're really sad about this, I understand, and the reason we can't do this and the reason it wasn't that. That's healthy parenting. There's healthy boundaries. I'm talking about as a child, trying to set a boundary with a parent and saying like, I would like to clean my room, I like my privacy, can we talk about this, can I do this on my own time? That not being respected, and being shamed for having that desire to be independent as a child and as a teenager. So when acting on your dreams or acting on dreams, it's really challenging it might be really challenging for some people to let themselves feel excited, to let themselves feel like they can be responsible with that dream, and they can trust that they can be responsible with that dream, and that they can trust that they can take those steps for that dream, because they don't really have a blueprint for what it means to be trusted in their primary years. when they did have needs for asserting boundaries, when they did have needs for asserting independence, when they did have desires that they wanted to work through or work on that maybe didn't fit the family narrative of what was acceptable or not. And it could be a lot of like the parents' unconscious fears. It's often the parents' unconscious fears, the parents' unconscious shadow, the things that they were not allowed to do as children, the things that they, the feelings that they were not allowed to experience as children will often get shunned once that child or their children show those expressions, show those natural desires for independence. Yeah, so I would like to do more long videos on YouTube because I don't feel like Facebook really, I feel like Facebook doesn't do well, or maybe it's just me, I don't know. But yeah, if you can please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You don't have to watch the videos, but if you do want to play them and just turn the volume off because you don't care what I have to say, but you think someone else might, it would really mean a lot if you subscribed. So yeah, and if you got something from this, please feel free to reach out. I also have my intentions on my YouTube posted for what I would like to do for actually having conversations with people. So if you're curious about that, feel free to reach out. Okay, thank you.